Electrical and electronic equipment has become an essential part of our everyday life. They have raised our living standards, enhanced our connectivity, and facilitated our lives in many different ways. However, the way in which we produce, consume, and dispose of e-waste is unsustainable. E-waste includes all used electronic equipment that is either broken or obsolete. In general, e-waste is divided into 6 different categories, ranging from home appliances, such as refrigerators and washing machines, to laptops, televisions, smartphones, lamps, and other small equipment that we use on a daily basis. As technology improves, new and better electronic products come into the market every year. When consumers buy new devices, they often forget their old ones, without carefully disposing of them. Consequently, these old products eventually end up in landfills or incinerated. This is very dangerous for the environment and human health. If not properly collected, disposed or treated, the electronic equipment that we normally use every day can turn into an hazardous type of waste. This is because e-waste contains several hazardous substances, such as heavy metals like mercury, flame retardants, and fluorocarbons, that can leach into the soil and water, or released into air, due to open waste burning practices. Considering that the majority of e-waste collection and recycling is not documented, approximately 50 tons of mercury are released into the environment and impact the health of the exposed workers every year. The atmosphere is also affected, with an estimated equivalent of 98 megatons of CO2 released from discarded fridges and air conditioners that were not managed in an environmentally sound manner. If we look at the increasing levels of the last year's and future estimations, electronic waste poses a significant risk to the environment and to human health. In high-income countries, a waste recycling infrastructure is usually in place. However, up to 8% of e-waste is still discarded in regular waste bins, without the possibility of being properly disposed, recycled, or refurbished. Meanwhile, approximately 7 to 20% of the e-waste generated is exported, as either used electronics or waste. However, a considerable amount of electronic waste is illegally exported to low or middle-income countries. E-waste management in Africa is dominated by informal sector collectors and recyclers in most countries. In 2019, around 2.9 megatons of e-waste were generated in the continent. This represents 2.5 kilograms of electronic waste generated per person. In Africa, it has been estimated that, if properly collected and separated, almost $3.2 billion worth of raw materials could be found in e-waste. So far, in the continent, only 13 countries have e-waste policies in place. E-waste management problems in the various regions of Africa include the lack of adequate public awareness, regulations, effective collection and recycling systems, enforcement of extended producer responsibility system, and monitoring of e-waste imports. Guinea represents an interesting example of national actions taken by the government to tackle the issue of electronic waste in Africa. The country started to address e-waste issue through one of the main multilateral environmental agreement, the Basel Convention on Controlling Transboundary Movements of Hazardous Wastes and their Disposal. New initiatives and solutions are also being implemented. For example, the SGS Renovo, a 3-steps program to build the foundations for a circular economy. The program works to reduce the importation of hazardous e-waste by operating customs inspections that ensures imports of electrical and electronic equipment in conformity with the requirements of the Basel Convention. A recycling fee is then collected on all electronic imports in the country to help governments in developing a modern waste management infrastructure that can dispose of e-waste in an environmentally sound manner. Greater efforts must be made towards implementation and enforcement of e-waste policies in order to improve collection and recycling infrastructures at national level. and preventing illegal traffic of e-waste to developing countries. The proper recycling and disposal of e-waste is important to pave the way to a sustainable future, as it can help preserve our environment and our health, but also create new business opportunities. It has been estimated that, if recycled or reused as secondary materials, the global value of e-waste raw materials generated is equal to approximately $57 billion. We, as consumers, also play a key role in raising awareness and consciousness on the issue of electronic waste. Let's work together to help curb the dangerous effects of e-waste.